Beautiful, blessed sons and daughters of the Most High God, you are so very welcome to this channel. Child of God, if this is your first time on this channel, please hit the subscribe button. Like and share this video, child of God, if this word resonates with you. I have a word for someone. This is actually day 6 into our fasting. And I'm here to encourage you, child of God, that if you are able to fast with me, please do so. Because God is calling his children to fast in this season. God is about to do great and mighty things in the lives of his children. And the enemy is running around rampantly looking for somebody to destroy. The enemy sees what is coming, and he is trying to do everything to distract the children of God, to deter them from prayers, to deter them from the way that they are going, so that he can steal their blessings. So if you are able, child of God, join me with the fast. This is day 6. I have a word for someone. Child of God, you were built for this. God says you are built for this, child of God. A lot of people couldn't walk even a minute in your shoes. The things that you have had to endure, child of God, some of these things are unspeakable. And you are still standing. And how are you still standing, child of God? You are still standing strong. You are still standing tall. By the grace of God, you are still standing. Not by your might or strength, but by the Spirit of God that is within you, child of God. You were built for this. The enemy wants nothing more than to hinder you, than to take you out of here. But if you could have been taken out of here, child of God, you would have been gone a long time ago. You cannot be destroyed. God has an awesome future ahead of you, child of God. And the things that you went through, child of God, strengthen you. It only builds you for what is coming. Because where God is taking you, child of God, with the way you were, with your old self, you wouldn't have survived there. Because God is taking you higher, and the higher you go, the more devils that you encounter, child of God. You were built for this, and nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, can stop the plan of God for your life. You are going to do awesome things, child of God, and you are going to lead so many to Christ. God is going to use you in such a powerful and a mighty way, child of God. And the enemy wants nothing more than to take you out of here and to stop you, but you cannot be stopped. Because the will of God will prevail in your life, child of God. Against all odds, the will of God will prevail over your life. And nothing is going to stop it. The only reason why you have been getting so many challenges, child of God, challenge after challenge, battle after battle, child of God, is because the enemy sees your potential. The enemy doesn't just go after people who doesn't bother him, child of God. The enemy sees that you can do so much damage, child of God, to his kingdom. That is why he came for you at a very young age, because he can see your light. God Almighty put his light within you, child of God. And you are the light that shines in a very, very dark world. And you were born for such a time as this, child of God. And all the attacks, everything that came against your life, everything that you had to face, child of God, was building you up. Nothing you have ever been through will ever be in vain, child of God. It all had a purpose. It was leading you to this place. It was leading you to your knees before God. It was strengthening you, child of God. The enemy thought that he was damaging you. The enemy thought that he was destroying you, child of God. But you were being built up for this, child of God. You have been strengthened. And you know how to discern between different spirits, child of God. Everything that you had to endure, child of God, was not by accident. A lot of things you didn't even have to go through it. A lot of things that happened in your life happened due to mistakes that you made, child of God. But many things, most things that happen in your life didn't happen by accident, child of God. The enemy had it in for you at from a very young age. And he has been trying to destroy you. He has been trying to destroy your self-worth. He has been trying to destroy how you see yourself, child of God. He has done everything in his power. And he took his best shot. But it didn't work, child of God. It all didn't work. Because at the end of the day, child of God, you still awaken. What was meant to harm you, what was meant to destroy you, child of God, God used it to awaken you. What was meant, child of God, to keep you in bondage, God used it to set you free. What was meant, child of God, to isolate you, God used it to show you to the world, child of God. God is doing awesome things in your life. And his plans for your life will not be stopped. You are built for this, child of God. You are built for this. You have been strengthened by whatever the enemy threw at you. And you are going soaring higher and higher. God is going to take you to places, child of God, that you didn't ask for. For every tear that you have cried, there's a blessing, child of God. And even things that you didn't ask God is going to be added onto you. So, child of God, keep on going, keep on praying, keep on praising the Most High God. Keep on putting him first, child of God. For your work will not be in vain. Your tears will not be in vain, child of God. You have been strengthened and God is with you. God goes before you in everything that you do, child of God. You are never alone. He is always with you. He is the one who holds your hand, child of God. People thought that you could never ever rise up again after all that they did to you. They never thought, child of God, that you will show your face again, child of God. But you didn't only rise again. You came back stronger. You came back better than you ever were, child of God. And this was the intention of the Lord. The intention of the enemy was to destroy you, was to take you out of this life, was to block you forever. But God used it for your good. Everything that you went through, child of God, was used as a stepping stone. It was used, child of God, for the glory of God. God will do mighty things in your life. Do not give up, child of God. Do not believe the lies of the enemy. The enemy is absolutely desperate. He is fearful and he is so desperate, child of God. So if you are encountering problems after problems, challenges after challenges, child of God, just know, child of God, that you are closer than ever. You have never been this close to your breakthrough, child of God. Keep on going. Keep on putting God first. Never let anything deter you or take you away from God, because God is your everything. You can do nothing without him, child of God, because he has chosen you. You have been chosen and you have been built for this, child of God. Nothing will ever take you away from God. Nothing can snatch you out of the hand of God. It's impossible, child of God. God Almighty goes before you. God Almighty is with you. And if he is for you, who can ever in their right mind be against you and succeed? No one, child of God. Absolutely no one. God will see you through. And nothing by any means can harm you, child of God. Because the Lord is with you. You are heavily protected, child of God. And the will of God and the purpose, his purpose for your life will come to pass. Everything that the Lord has spoken over your life, child of God, is coming to pass. Long before, child of God, that you will go back home to God. His will is coming to pass over your life. Stay encouraged and be strong. If there is anything that you want to share with me, your testimonies or your comments, please feel free to share. That encourages me and other people on this channel, child of God. And to know that they are not alone. You are never alone. We are all in this together, child of God. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for your prayers, child of God. I love you so much with the love of Christ. Stay encouraged and be blessed.